Hello everyone! Welcome to Sophisticated DIY. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to take in waist in your jeans. So let's go. I already have my jeans measured, and the first thing I'm gonna do is to mark the pins. I'm gonna use this chalk. I kind of mark them a little bit outside of the jeans, but the important thing is to mark them inside. I'm gonna stretch out very well the fabric so I get the real right measurement. Once I mark all my pins, then I can remove them. Now I'm gonna see how my mark is, and I'm gonna measure how much I need to take in. And I see that I need to take in about 2 inches and 1/4. I always like to write down that just in case my measurement gets erased or something. Here you come the interesting part. I'm gonna take a blade and I'm gonna pass it just right at the belt loop seam. I'm gonna go very slowly, very gentle, like a shaving it. Please remember that you have to be so careful when you do that. Otherwise, you can rip the fabric, and that's really bad. You don't want that. When you think that you have done enough and it's kind of loose, then you can go in between, and then you will keep shaving it very softly until it pops. And then you are gonna go and do the same at the other extreme of the belt loop. You have to be very careful when you do that. Okay, now I have my belt loop open, and what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to lose it, is to attach it in any place of the pants. I'm gonna put it on the pocket using safety pins. You see? Before I used to lose it all the time. And then I was like going crazy trying to find it. Now is the time to open the waistband. And it's very easy. I'm gonna carefully insert my blade to open a few of the loops. And after, I just have to pull it. That's it. This is a chain stitch. And the chain stitch get easily open. I'm gonna cut excess of material, and I'm gonna do the same at the other side of the waistband. But in this case, I'm gonna use the seam ripper. And let me show you how I do it. I insert the point inside of any loop, and then I yank. I pull the thread, and there you go. It's very easy, huh? Then you can cut the excess of the thread, and now you got yourself your waistband open. Now let's go to our next step. This step is a little bit delicate. We're gonna open the back seam, but the trick here is to open almost everything, because I want to see one continuous seam when the pants is done. So I'm gonna go very low, about 1.5 to 2 inches, and I'm gonna break the thread in both stitches. I do that to secure the bottom part of the stitch. Now I'm gonna go close to the waist, and I'm gonna do the same I did with the waistband. Insert my seam ripper and pull it to break the chain loop. And I have my seam open, and because I already had break the seam thread, then the seam will open until that point, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go to the other stitch, and I'm gonna do the same. And now we are gonna do the most delicate part of this job. If this seam come undone, the pants will completely lose the symmetry. It will be very difficult, close to impossible, to put it back in the right place. Remember, that seam is already open, right? So what I'm gonna do is to go very delicately and open the seam, and right away I will be pinning those materials together. Look how I do it. I open it very delicate and pin it, and then I'm gonna do so along all the seams. Very important. And this is what I have. Now my 2 pieces of the cheek are secure, so I can move my pants and they will stay together, and I can keep my symmetry. You don't want a pocket close and the other far away. It just doesn't look good. My pieces are now secure, so they won't slide when I sew them. My next step is to check how much I need to take in, and as you can see, it's all marked. In this case, I needed to take in so little that I couldn't mark exactly in the mark, so I move it a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is to measure how much is the total. It's about 1/4 inch, and then I'm gonna mark the half of it, which is 1/8, just besides the seam, and I'm gonna do the same at the other 1/4 inch seam. Then I'm gonna measure the other one. This one is 1/2 inch, so I'm gonna go 1/4 because you know when you take both sides together it will make the 1/2 inch. Then I'm gonna do the same in the other two. Now I need to mark the waist, and for that I need the measurement exactly that I pin. So it's 2 inches and 1/4 at the waistband, and I'm gonna divide that by 2, and it's 1 inch and 1/8. So I'm gonna mark 1 inch and 1/8 from the seam, and that's it. Now I'm gonna make a line connecting all those marks I did. Today this line is pretty straight, but depending on the body, this line can be curved. All depends. It's very important that the line connects very smoothly with the original one. You see, I have my line and I think it's very pretty. Now I think I can sew. I'm gonna take the original thread from the pants because I'm gonna look for a thread that is very similar or the same as this one. Let me see. I think this one is exactly the same. Today I'm lucky. The next step is sew through that line, but let me show you something. This line of the Canesus flat fell are very thick, and what you want is for them to match. The original was a little moved, but I think I can try to fix that now. So what I'm gonna do, because I want this job to look nice, is to pin it below and above the flat fell, and if I can, I will pin it in the flat fell too. Sometimes I can, sometimes it's just too thick, like today. So I'm not gonna sew the whole seam yet. I'm gonna sew only the part of the flat fell. And look how I do it. I lift the foot, then I drop the needle before dropping the foot. That way I make sure to secure the fabric in place. Then I'm gonna stitch a little bit forward and then backward, and then I'm go a little bit forward. You have to be very careful doing all of it. Now I'm gonna verify how does it look, and look at that. You see, it's looking good. Better than the original, I'd say. If it's not good, you open and do it again, but I think I can do it now. It will be always a very good idea to pin all around the seam before doing your seam to avoid one piece moving more than the other. This is how you get a very beautiful seam. Now I'm going to start this seam, and as you can see, I'm removing the pins when I get close to them. There are some people that they sew with the pins on, but I particularly prefer not to do so my fit dog and my plate last longer, but this is personal. Now I'm approaching the end, and something very important that I have to tell you is that you won't sew all the way down. You are gonna leave about 1 inch, 1.5 inches without connecting, because the way you will do it, you are gonna do a top stitch and then everything will be covered and nice. Now is the time to clean that seam. The easiest way is just to cut and serge. There is another way that sometimes looks a little cleaner, which is to copy the original way. In this case, you will have to cut the seam allowance at the right a little bit shorter than the ones at the left, and wrap the right one with the left and then top stitch. But in that case, I wouldn't have so much seam allowance. So if my customer needs to let out later on, he won't be able to do it. So I'm gonna go with the first one, and I'm gonna cut just a little bit of the seam allowance. I'm making sure to open the top part of the seam so I can cut it nicely. I usually leave between 3/4 to 1 inch of seam allowance. In this case, I have 3/4 only, just because I'm not taking in too much. If I were taking, let's say, 3 inches, then I would leave for sure 1 inch seam allowance. Now I'm gonna go to my serger and I'm gonna serge that seam. Now we are back in our sewing machine and we are gonna work in our top stitches. It's always a good idea to use a hammer or a mallet to flatten up the bulky seam, but as well you can use my button trick. You just need to take a button, a flat button, and you are gonna lift the foot of your machine and you are gonna place the button underneath, and then you are gonna keep sewing. That really helps with the bulkiness of those two flat fell seams crossing by. Make sure to make this top stitch very carefully, and when you reach the original stitch, try to be very attentive in how you do your back stitch so everything looks nice. Now we are gonna do the next top stitch. What I do when I do this top stitch so they look the same as the original, I'm gonna place my foot like if I were sewing the other stitch like that, you see, so I can see the distance I have to keep while sewing it. Usually it's 1/4 inch or the width of the foot, but that varies depending of the pants. That's why I always measure it. So I'm gonna make my second stitch and I'm gonna make sure to keep the width I already checked. I'm finishing my stitch and I'm gonna connect with the original one very carefully, and now my top stitches are done. The last part of that job is to reduce the waistband. And for that, what I'm gonna do is to find the center. I'm gonna pull the waistband a little bit and mark the center. And then I'm gonna pull the other side of the waistband and I'm gonna mark the center too. And then I'm gonna join these two marks together. And when I'm sure that they are matching, I'm gonna mark the center between them. And that's it. I know where I need to cut. And when you make that cut, make sure that this cut is very straight. This is the only way it will look good at the end, okay? And remember, I needed to take in the waist 2 inches and 1/4. And that divided by 2 is 1 inch and 1/8. So I'm gonna mark from the edge this 1 inch and 1/8. And I'm gonna make a few marks. So I'm gonna make a line connecting this point. And this line will be my sewing line. And then I'm just gonna make sure to join my two parts of the waistband to then sew them. I'm gonna be very careful and I'm gonna make sure to join that very well. All the creases at the same height. This is very important. I'd say that matching those creases is one of the most important things to get a nice job. And now that I have all my pins, I can go back to the sewing machine and stitch over this line. You know, a lot of people believe that taking waist on the jeans is a very complicated and difficult job. But I'd say that if you really practice it, it's a quiet, easy job. Look at that, it's looking really good. All the lines match. So I'm gonna cut the excess of seam allowance. I really don't have too much excess because I wouldn't leave more than 1 inch. 1 inch is the maximum I leave, so this is what I'm gonna leave. My next step is prepare that waistband to sew it back to the pants. So for that, I'm gonna go to my ironing board and I'm gonna press that in the right position. That way it will be way easier to sew. Now we are almost done. We are gonna sew back the waistband and we are going to start with the stitch on the top. It doesn't matter, you can start with this one with the other. I just find that is the first one, that's why I do it. Sewing the lower part is a little bit more delicate because you have to keep in mind that you need to catch with that seam the sewing at the bottom part. You could stitch the inside before and make it easier, but you can go in one go. I accommodate everything inside and I'm gonna try to be very careful. I'm gonna use my hammer. If I need the button, I'm gonna use it. If I don't need it, I won't. But I'm gonna try to be so careful. It's done and let me show you. It looks good. I missed like a 1 stitch inside, but I think this won't really change anything, so I'm gonna leave it for today, but better to catch everything for sure. Now we're gonna make our last step and is to sew back our belt loops, and let me tell you, it's the trickiest. I'm gonna put it and I'm gonna pretty much almost go by hand. Pretty much like little by little, very slowly, and I go forth and back and then forth again, and my first part of the loop is done and I'm gonna do the same at the bottom part. And you have the final results. I'm making this video for you because it's good for you to have the power to do that kind of job for yourself, and you don't need to pay to feel great about your clothes fitting. If you find this video useful or entertaining, please give us a like, give us a hype, and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!